Saagar, what are you looking at?
Well, there's a lot of discussion around wokeness today, the dangers that it poses, much of which I agree with, but much of which has been a hysterical caricature used to cover up long-standing economic inequities. Both sides have a point that the other side appears to have lost it. Peel back the layer of screaming at each other, try to remember what the fight is really about. Really, it's about what type of country that you want to live in, the systems that we have in place, and how they should work. Perhaps no area of the debate has been hotter than education policy, mostly in the media focusing on teaching about race and how much input parents should have on gender ideology in schools. But much of what actually misses the point is the most important debate of all: equality of opportunity or equality of outcome. You can basically describe the latter as the underlying desire of the new, quote, equity movement. The equity movement works to promote equality of outcome by focusing on systemic inequalities in racial outcomes and trying to normalize everyone to the same level. This, of course, sounds good for everyone who's below average, but it's a nightmare for those who are above average, as it deliberately seeks to lessen opportunity for all and to get the desired social outcome. This was the underlying goal for San Francisco in 2015, when they saw racial achievement gaps in math outcomes. They decided the real problem was that high-achieving students, which were disproportionately Asian, were getting a leg up on other races because they had access to advanced math courses in middle school, specifically 8th grade. And the gap only continued to widen throughout high school. So to prevent the gap, San Francisco landed on this genius solution. Take away the ability for any student to take Algebra 1 in middle school. You can't have a gap if you don't even give it an opportunity to develop. The school justified the decision, saying it would instead bolster math curriculum for everybody, making it more fair to all students and putting them all in the same classes, low, middle, and high achievers. Now first, it's important to lay out why some high-achieving 8th graders want to take Algebra 1 in middle school. The reason is because doing so allows one to take more advanced math classes senior year of high school. Very advantageous to any student applying to a STEM program with math prerequisites. We also shouldn't forget, the more AP courses that you can take in high school, the more credits that you get in college that are valuable tuition money that you're saving. This is a program many families in San Francisco relied on to make sure that their kids have a chance, especially in the ultra-competitive UC system. So effectively, the city made the decision to cripple these people and to make their lives more difficult in the name of equity. How did it work out? We now have almost a decade of data, and predictably, it was a disaster. A new study, a team of researchers, they looked at 23,000 students and performance over the years to find this quote: white and Asian enrollment in advanced pre-calculus was still over twice that of Black and Hispanic students. Black and Hispanic calculus enrollment remained below 10% before and after reform. The test scores show, quote, Black and Hispanic 11th graders in San Francisco earned appalling scores on state math tests, scoring about the same as or lower than the typical 5th grader in the state. In effect, showing that they learned a grand total of nothing in 6 years of schooling. Even more troubling, the system adapted. The proportion of students who chose not to enroll in any math course in senior year did not change at all. And here's the really crazy part. Not only did nothing change for Black and Hispanic students, nothing also changed for white and Asian students. How and why? Because even though the school did not offer Algebra 1 in 8th grade, parents simply enrolled them in online algebra programs or in summer school or private school, costing them lots of time and money in addition to tutors. Meaning that the only people who really suffered were the parents of high-achieving students who both got bilked at local and state tax level and had to pay more for private schooling. Seems fair, right? The people who want to do better had to pay more. The people who the policy was meant to help not only didn't get help, arguably got worse. This is the terrifying future of an affirmative action-led society. I've been sounding the alarm here for quite some time about similar efforts going on in law school and in med school. They are trying their best to ditch merit-based criteria like LSATs, MCATs, and GPAs in favor of essays. Doing it because they know the court is going to strike down affirmative action and they want to be able to preserve racial quotas. The only way to do so is to make sure that you can't prove racial discrimination with objective metrics. The byproduct is that there is no way to know if anyone in a position that was once thought of as prestigious actually earned their way there. Worse, the new affirmative action world makes it easier for parents and students with resources to game the system and attain the place that they would have gotten anyways. The only way in the future to make sure that your doctor or your lawyer is someone you can trust, you got to ask a friend or an acquaintance or someone you know. This is crazy. It circumvents the entire reason credentials and objective criteria existed in the first place. In the 1800s, admittance to Harvard and other high echelons of society entailed getting things like letters of character from established gentlemen of society. Naturally, this did not work well for Jews, blacks, people of any minority that was smart and wanted to get a leg up, but they couldn't get past discrimination. Credentials were established specifically to give public faith in professions with rigorous standards, the understanding, though, that the community of those who have the credential would also police each other to make sure that they did what they said they could do and learned what they were supposed to in school. In our new world, you can't trust anything. Because remember this, the only reason that we know about that San Francisco experiment is because we had test scores. You already know what the lesson that they've learned is. It's not bring back Algebra 1. It's get rid of test scores entirely. First, the SAT and the ACT. Next, they're coming for the GPA. They're already saying those are racist, not equitable. They'll keep eroding any semblance that we have of a fair society. And remember this, they will do it in the names of the poor and the marginalized. And in reality, it will serve the richest and the most powerful who are amongst us. How crazy is that you can consider? And when you take it away, that white and Asians do not suffer at all because they just put their kids in summer school and in private school.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.